Alright, so here's how you do question number D. Now, over here, we see that x, uh, or this is what we call an equilateral octagon, or what it's also known as a regular octagon. So that means that all the sides are equal. So every side of this octagon is the same length. Okay. Now, what this means is that all the angles are also going to be equal if every side length is equal. All the angles are equal in this octagon. Now, here's the thing. If all the angles are equal, then we can also replace this as x, because all the angles are going to be equal to x. So let's replace that with everything. Now, how do we find the addition, or how do we find what x is? First, what we have to do is we have to find the addition of the interior angles in an octagon, and we have the formula for that. N minus 2 times 10, or sorry, 180 is equal to the sum of all angles. And we're assuming that N is the number of sides. So S is equal to, and the number of sides, which in an octagon is 8, subtracted by 2, multiplied by 180. Now, we know that 8 minus 2 is 6, and 6 multiplied by 180, 6 times 180 is equal to 1080. So that's the sum of all angles in an octagon. Now let's find out how to get that with x. As you can see, we don't have any number values here. We only have x as our variable. But we can also say that x plus 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 x is equal to 1080. Now I can write this down, or I can write down 8x is equal to 1080. Now, what you might notice that we don't have to write this as 8x. We can also write this as 8 times x is equal to 1080. So what I can do is I can drag this 8 all the way to the other side, and since it's getting multiplied, I divide it. So I leave x alone, which is what we want, and I bring the 8 to the other side, and because we have to opposite it, I divide it. So 1080 over 8. And once we divide that, we'll get the answer for x. So basically, 1080 divided by 8 is equal to 135 degrees. So now we know that x is 135, so I'll replace that. I'll erase x as 135. Now finding y should be pretty simple from here on out, because we know that the whole side length is 10 or 180 degrees, and we know we already have x, which is 135. So let me redraw it for you. All right. Just give me a second. So we need y, and we have x. We know that the whole angle is 180, and we have 135 of that. So x is equal to 135. So we got 135, and we simply subtract that from 180 to get our remainder, which is going to be our y. So 180 subtracted by 135, and the answer is 45. So y is equal to 45 degrees. That's how you solve D. Now how do you solve E? So let's do that. So here's E. How do we solve E? Over here we're doing something a bit different. We're doing exterior angles instead of interior angles. Now exterior is slightly simpler actually, because we already know that the sum of all exterior angles is going to be 360 degrees. Now, what do we do next? So, what we have to do is we have to put down our formula and add all our angles. So, y plus 2y, or let me write this in red, sorry. Let me just write the whole thing in red, so you guys can know. 360 degrees. Now, y plus 2y plus 59 plus 50 plus 35 plus 61 is equal to 360 degrees. Now, what we can do first is we can add these two together and make it 3y. So 3y plus whatever. I'm just gonna put a blank because I don't want to rewrite the whole thing. Is equal to 360. But pretend this goes here. Alright. Now what we have to do is we have to bring this stuff or this thing over here to the other side, and we opposite it. So if it's being added, we subtract it. If it's being multiplied, we divide it. If it's powered, we square root. Okay. So 3y is equal to 360 subtracted by 59 subtracted by 50 subtracted by 35 subtracted by 61. Now if we subtract everything together, we get 155 if we subtract everything. So 3y is equal to 155. Now, in order to find y, we just simply bring the 3 to the other side, and since it's getting multiplied, we divide it. So 155 divided by 3. And the answer we get is y is equal to 51.6. So that's how you solve E. Thank you for watching.